Zoe Routh, and I wanted to talk about influence and what not to do based on all of my mistakes. So you get to learn vicariously through some of the terrible experiences I've had. The first thing of what not to do is to use coercion for influence. This is when you have authority and you exercise it without any other trappings around it. So when I was captain of the patrols when I was about 11, I was in charge of letting people go across the crosswalk with these little orange flags. So I put up the orange flags, which meant pause to the traffic, and people would wander safely across the crosswalk. And we had one rule, which I was very happy to enforce by telling them not to run across the crosswalk. So I used coercion to make sure that people did what they were supposed to do because I said so. And then I promptly, after I finished my shift, would pack up my flag and run across the crosswalk, whereupon I learned the second lesson of influence, of what not to do, which is double standards. So coercion doesn't necessarily work. It can get an outcome. People will do what you ask them to do, but they may not have buy-in with it. The second thing of what to be careful of is to use personality for influence. And I was quite good at this in my younger days when I was a bit sassy. And I would come in and entertain and be very gregarious, and I'd use my personality, my charisma, to influence groups. So that's kind of fun to be around, and yet it's more fluff than substance, and it doesn't necessarily build great leadership or buy-in for that matter. The third way to not go about influencing is to use your expertise, and this is coming across as persuasion. We often think persuasion is the thing in influence, but really, when we think about it, persuasion is about thinking that you're right and the other person or other people are wrong, and you want to convince them that your way is the right way. And when we come from that place, we can be stuck in our own fog of thinking, and we may not be always open to new ideas or other pathways. So it's not always the most effective way to influence, because we could be sidelined in ways that we didn't think ahead about. The best way to influence is really about co-creation. And this means you come from a place of questioning, of sharing, of inviting possibilities. And when you have deep connection with other people, then a whole bunch of other things happen. Possibilities open up, new ideas emerge, you can challenge each other's thinking, and through that chaos of confusion and sharing and not having deliberate intentions plowed into it, inspiration happens. And when you connect deeply with others, that's when you can influence them the best.